Okay, we're back here, Money with a Twist of Sublime with Erin Smith, the Starters Club, talking about employees, contractors, and how to have a really great office with a great vision where everyone's on the same page and the clients, the customers are happy. So what are we going to talk about now?
So we talked about hiring employees. I'm really passionate about helping people hire the right service-based companies. So if you need, like, let's say you're not ready to hire an employee for a certain task, but you want to bring in another company.
Yeah.
How do you do that right?
Yeah.
Because I see too many people, and I always share this story. When I started my second business, I wanted a PR company. I really wanted. I knew I could spin stories to. I knew that I could get on TV, newspapers, whatever. So I hired a PR firm. Thought she got me. She wanted me to sign. I think we started with a 4-month contract. Thought she understood me. Thought it was clear, but remember when last time we talked about the stomach, the pain in your stomach
didn't listen
feeling?
to your intuition.
I didn't listen to my intuition.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Erin, just you shut up, Erin, because she's the expert in PR. You're not. You run your business. Let her do her thing. Well, long story short, that was $10,000 completely down the drain. I did not get any RO back, and she just kept, this takes time, this takes time.
I hate that when they say that.
I
It's
know.
like, people always say that, it's going to take 6 months. No, it doesn't.
No.
Especially in PR.
Yeah, and so I think so many, entrepreneurs especially, we claim we don't want to know it all. We don't need to know it all, and that's absolutely true. You don't want to, but I don't feel like a lot of times we ask the right questions, or a lot of times the service providers aren't asking the right questions of us. And I see so many people in just so many different areas. It's not just, I don't want to throw PR under the bus, because I know a lot of people now doing PR well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Wish I would have known that.
I mean, that's anything.
10
Like
years ago.
with web also, you could be talking to somebody and you think they're perfect, and, you have to ask more questions, and how does their schedule work, and, what's the expectation, and the price,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't think enough people really ask those questions. And I look at it like, if you were to go to a realtor and you were to say, hey, realtor, I like houses, and, I've got 3 kids, I need a house big enough for the kids, but you know what, you're the realtor, you're the expert in housing, I'm not, so I trust you, you just go find me a house, and there's,
they have no idea how many rooms you want.
Exactly, and it's
where you want to live.
Yeah, and a lot of times we do that same thing. Even though we say we're not the expert, we still have an idea of expectations, but so many times those aren't communicated. And a lot of these services, I think of SEO, I think of social media, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And they can say, oh yeah, well, I'm going to get you 20 followers next month. Right. Well, what does that mean? Like, are you buying those followers? Are they true followers? Are you I mean, there's just so many things. Are they going to
buy your products, or,
Exactly.
Are they going to be engaged, like you said?
Right. Yeah. And I think it's so important that, A, you follow your gut. B, you have every right to understand expectations and describe those expectations, because they as a vendor can say, no, you're completely out of line. There's no way we can do that, and you can adjust and find somebody else, or say, okay, we need to change things.
Yeah.
And I think we sit back so many times and we're like, well, they're doing their thing. I'm going to trust that something magical is going to happen in 7-8 months. I think you should be checking in every month, depending on the project, maybe even every couple weeks. But you have every right to ask questions, and I see too many entrepreneurs really hesitant of that. I do a lot of consulting and helping people, align their social media strategy with online lead, bringing in online leads. And this doctor was talking about how he does surgeries. He wants to pull in national people. That's where his best business is, and it was declining. So I looked at his marketing. I was looking, and I said, okay, you're paying $1,000 a month in pay-per-click. Is that a national thing? No, they were doing it locally. And I'm like, well, there's your disconnect, right? So either you haven't communicated that with your marketing person, or something's going on here. But I just feel like so many times we sit back and we let them do their thing because we just don't want to interfere, or that's not our thing that we're really good at. But I think it's really important that you ask clear questions, you set your expectations, you follow your gut. God, you follow your intuition.
Yeah, and everything is so online now and so global, which is awesome, but we're in the beginning of this. I mean, it's like we're all guinea pigs right now. So everybody's trying to automate stuff to too much of a degree. So automating is great. Like I have some courses that have modules, but then those modules come with me on the forum for like a month to answer the detailed questions. I think some people are starting to do that now, but just in general, like somebody with social media, and again, not picking on any industry.
Right.
I'm saying everybody, because like doctors, you have to still go to the doctor. That's not ever going to be online, right? And same with CPA work. Everybody's electronic now, so people don't come into the office, but it's more of a finite thing.
Right.
But you can only package everything so much to where it's not helping anybody.
Right.
And everybody's on autopilot now because of the whole social media thing, and that's where we're losing the whole connection.
Right.
Even with people that we follow or we like their brand, it's like I think that's why Facebook Live is so popular.
Right.
And I like to do that a lot. I know you do in Periscope, and I still struggle with Periscope. I don't know why. I think it's just like whichever one you do first is easier.
I think it is because Periscope was so easy for me, and now Facebook Live it just feels like more of a graveyard. Yeah, and I'm like, where is everybody? Where are my hearts? I know they have love
I'm
and
the
thumbs
opposite.
up now.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't do enough actively on Twitter. And to get a bunch of people on there, like maybe 10 or 14.
Yeah.
But then I'll get like 500 views on Facebook, but maybe not live. It might be the replay. So, yeah, I think it's just what you're on the most. But, yeah. So, and also, this is kind of off subject, but like you were talking about, on what we were talking about people not being on the same page, is you were talking about the real estate. Well, that did happen to me this was years ago when I had my townhouse, or before I got it, and I was very specific because I knew I'm so type A that I was like, I knew exactly what I wanted, how many bedrooms, what general area, because at the time my son was young, I needed help, with my parents and stuff. I was very specific. And then he even used that phrase that buyers are liars. Have you ever heard that?
No.
That buyers are liars. Yeah, that they don't know what they want. And so he kept showing me houses in completely different areas, out of my price range, being a single parent at the time. And I thought, wow, I'm giving you, I was so explicit that it should have been easy for him. Because if it just had if it was in this area with 3 things at this price, boom,
Done.
I would just walk in and buy it. So it's just going back to what you're saying. It's like, you have to really be clear on what you want from a contractor or an employee or anybody else.
Exactly.
And make sure that you're on the same page and that they're not going on autopilot. And I think anybody that's a professional, even a one-man show, doing any kind of service like that should give you some kind of email or something telling you where I don't even think you should have to reach out to someone to say, hey, I'm just checking in. Why aren't I checking in? Why aren't you sending me an email?
Exactly.
Because if I told you I'd have something on Wednesday and I realized I wouldn't, and it was going to be Thursday, you'd get an email from me. You wouldn't be having to email me on Thursday.
Where are you?
Yeah. So I think that's, again, where when people don't delegate or have control over their schedule or their emails, then their emails get full. And I always tell people, unsubscribe if you're not reading those emails. If you've signed up for stuff that you didn't know, unsubscribe. But I also say don't unsubscribe from me, okay?
Yeah, me either. Keep mine.
But if you're not ever reading them, don't let them clog up your email because it gets overwhelming. And then I find that people just don't do, how when you get overwhelmed, you don't do anything?
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and because I think it's pretty easy to be in control of your email if you get rid of all the spam and the unsubscribing that you're not, that's the only, half of the emails people get are crap.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually have one email pretty much specifically for, if I want to see how maybe a launch is happening, if I want to see how they're doing something, I will subscribe to it, but I only put it in that email, so I know there's really not much more going through that. Yeah,
I have 4 now, and that may sound like a lot, but it's actually really organized so that I can separate the CPA, my financial planning has got to be separate because of the rules, and and then my personal, and then Money Therapist. So yeah, if I see something going through there, like if I do any kind of media thing, then I know, because if you don't get back to them on time, they'll move on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
so I'm
that's
like,
a good idea to have that separated then too.
And then every once in a while, somebody uses the wrong email, and then I just move it to the right one, and then you can totally focus.
Yeah.
Like if I'm only in one email at a time, it's easy and I'm focused versus I think a lot of people have one email and they're just bouncing around from subject to subject, and then you're kind of switch your brain, back, what am I doing and who am I talking to, and then they don't get things done on time. Yeah,
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
No, I by bad email practice, I lost several $1,000s because my management company on a house I had in Arizona emailed me to tell me my tenant was moving out. They never followed back up with me. I didn't see the email.
Yeah.
And it was sitting vacant for a month. And I was wondering where my check was, and I went to reach out. Or actually what happened was I was wondering where my check was, and my next door neighbor was like, oh yeah, they moved out several weeks ago.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
what? And I called them, and they go, we sent you an email, didn't you get it? I'm like, come on. So have a clean email box.
So there you go, everybody. You need to get control of your emails. And that is the end of this episode, Money with a Twist of Sublime. So, Erin, how can people find you?
I'm very easy to find, just thestartersclub.com, The Starters Club, all over social media. It's all the same, so very easy. And I'm pretty much on every channel.
Yeah, and your book's on there too, right?
Yes, you can find it on Amazon, Barnes &
It was
Noble,
a
or Apple.
bestseller.
It was a number one bestseller.
The first week, I was so impressed. I was so mad at myself for not doing what she did.
Yeah, so master the start. So if you're thinking about starting a business or just need a little pep, it's a good book to read.
All right, everybody, have a great day.
Bye, everybody.